Oh man, I am so sorry. I'm late, very late. Um, Waiting on a woman. Yeah, something like that. Oh, what's up, Jesse? Hung out with Jesse at church this morning. Guys, I'm sorry. I don't know what was going on. It took me about 10 minutes or so to even get in here. I'm not sure what was happening. Um, no idea. Every time I try to jump in here, I'm still new to StreamYard. Every time I try to jump in here, it led me to a different page and it said the host will bring you on, and I'm like, hey, I'm the freaking host. So I don't know what happened. I have no idea what was going on. Can everybody hear me now? Sorry guys. Hey Libby, what's up? Lady Tennessee Royalty, man, I like that name. Has the same necklace. Yeah. RHEC, y'all already know. All right. Sorry. I apologize. Welcome. Happy Sunday, everybody. And Buckeye, I think you have the link, my friend. Let me say something before Buckeye comes on. Um, I'm just going to say something before Buckeye comes on. Then we're going to talk about Nashville. I think Buckeye has something um, special that he's doing right now. So we're going to hang out with him. I think he might be fishing. Let's see if we can get him some fish. Oh man, give him some luck. All right, guys. Sorry about that, but I'm good to go now. So I just want to say this. I'm going to start off today with a prayer, and I want to tell you guys what happened at church this morning. It was pretty awesome. Can everybody hear me good? Mine says Creeksquad. This one says RHEC. I bought this a while back from Redneck Nation. Curse Redneck Nation now. No longer like Redneck Nation. Anyway, I would love a Creeksquad one. I might give me one. So I'm gonna say a prayer. I'll get on the audio. Hey Joe. Hey Misty. I can't read the rest of your name. Hey y'all, chat. Hope everyone is having a great, wonderful Sunday. Yeah. Sorry guys. I apologize, man. I don't know. I'm still new to StreamYard, so I have no media experience. Just a redneck. But we'll get through it. I do have some really cool stuff to tell you guys. So I'm actually in my car today. I drove my beautiful wife to work this morning, and I'm going to run some errands while I'm down here. I might go see my uncle. I'm going to give you guys an update on my uncle as well. A bunch of people have been asking about it. So, yep, got some blue eyes. I got some blue eyes. Carter, what's up, Carter? It was awesome to meet you last weekend. All right, I'm going to say a prayer, then let's get started. Dear Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for letting me be able to go through the trials and tribulations I've went through these past 2-3 weeks and come out on the other end. I'm so grateful that you always have your healing hand on me in my life and so many others. I want to pray for everybody or any prayer requests I've missed here in the live. It's been a while since we went live on Sunday, so I want to pray for anybody I've missed and all of their family members and all their prayer requests, their health problems, their financial issues, anything like that. I just want to give thanks to you, Lord, because you've done so much for me personally and every one of us if we're counting our blessings. And I just wanted to say that I don't take this live for granted. I really enjoy talking to people and meeting people. And just want to say thank you so much for everything that happened at the Upchurch show this past weekend. And thank you for letting us all see another Sunday. And please just take care and nourish our bodies and nourish our minds. And thank you for your son, Jesus. And in Jesus' name, amen. Okay. So, sorry, that was a spur of the moment prayer there. Oh, all right. 24 people in here. Not bad. Let's go. So, Cardiac, what's up, buddy? We got the big dogs in here today. All right. So, this is what happened this morning at church. Check this out. And I'm not trying to get personal because it is very personal. I hate talking about personal stuff. But I have been dealing with a lot of stuff in the past 2 or 3 weeks. It is too hot. I'm going to have to crank the car up. Give me a little AC. Can everybody still hear me good? Good. Today's message in church was love thy neighbor. That's awesome. That's a wonderful thing. Creeker Cat, what's up? Got to meet her this past weekend. Oh man, we're gonna talk about the Upchurch show Nashville this past weekend. It was so cool, man. It was like I said it last night on the Creeker Council. It was like a family reunion. It wasn't even like a concert, bro. It was so cool, man. It was so good. All these people you met over the internet over the past year or two, man. And we were walking through the line, and we were just hanging out in the line, and we would have somebody stop us. Yo, you're Southwind or whatever. You know what I mean? The same goes for Buckeye, and the same goes for all the guys that we were hanging out with, the reactors and stuff, man. It was awesome. It's a good feeling whenever people watch your content and they stop you and they tell you how much that they appreciate you, the interview or whatever. It was so cool. We're going to get up to all that. But first, I went into church today. I've been a few Sundays ago. I went into church today, man, and I just want to say I've been dealing with I haven't dealt with it for like 10 to 15 years. 10 or 15 years ago, though, man, anxiety. I had something really traumatic happen to me, and anxiety and depression kind of hit me hard. I didn't understand what was going on back then. Now I understand what was going on, but still, this past week, bro, after the Upchurch concert during the week, I had I don't know what was going on, man. Just, my uncle being really sick, and we didn't know if he was going to pull through. That's part of it. And then I had a bunch of other things, family things I was going through, relationship things, you name it, man. It's almost like the devil. I've told you guys ever since we've started this, and y'all have been here. Somebody, Wayne, I don't know if Wayne's in here, but Wayne messaged me a few weeks back. He's like, have you got your armor on? He said, are you prayed up? He's like, you're about to get attacked. My goodness, he was right, man. That's all I've been dealing with lately is, terrible news about my uncle. And I'm going to talk about him before Buckeye comes on and we talk about Nashville. But I went into church this morning, and this is how close God has his hands on you. And you think you're so far away, and you think, my goodness, I just feel like I'm alone in all this right now. And with anxiety and, these garbage panic attacks, man, and just like the negativity that your mind can jar up against you, just bringing you negative thoughts, man. You got to push that stuff away. You got to push that crap away, and you got to trust in God. And I know that. Logically, I know that. And with my heart, I know that. But it's so hard to do sometimes whenever things are going bad. My uncle, he's like a father to me. And I think he even told my aunt, Drew was a son I never had. And to sit there and watch him, in bed at the hospital, he can't even hardly breathe. And it's terrifying, man. That's one thing. And then there's been so many things going on right now, and it's been just wild. So my anxiety's been running rampant, and it got to me this past week. Guess what the first song that they played at church was? Guess what the first two lines of the song that they played at church was? I went this morning. The first two lines of the song that they played at church this morning. This is how God is letting me know, hey man, I got you. You're gonna be all right. This is the first two lines this morning. The first song that they played. I speak Jesus over all my anxieties. I speak the name of Jesus over my depression and over my family. Coincidence? The first two lines. Jesus. Speak the name of Jesus over all your anxieties. Now, how many songs in the first two lines in all of my life of this dealing with all this when I go into church? The first, and I mean, I lost it for a second. It was like literally God speaking through the music saying, speak the name of Jesus over all your anxieties. Speak the name of Jesus over your depression and your family. The first two lines, the biggest three things I'm working through right now. And I am doing better, by the way. I'm doing very good now. I had a rough time earlier this week. It just got to me. I was at work. I was alone with a lot of my thoughts, man, and they were just negative, negative, negative. Your mother and father are getting older. They could be here in the hospital bed soon, and you could be with them. Your in-laws are getting older, and you're going to be alone one day. All these people are around you are going to die. And dude, it was just overwhelming me, and I don't know. I trust God, but I don't know why. But man, it just got to me this week. Doing way better now. I'm good. But it was rough. It was rough, guys. And for me to go into church and for God to put those first two lines up there in the song, the first song, I just lost it, man. I was just like, okay, all right, you got me, and I don't know how to explain it. And it happens so often. And we could call it a coincidence. We could call it whatever you want to call it. But I know what it is, and it was amazing, guys. I don't know any other way to put it. And because we serve an amazing God. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to tell you that that's something that happened this morning. And there's so many people that we met this weekend. It was the Upchurch show. It was so cool, man. It was incredible. And then to get invited to Ghost Ranch. Big shout out to Kurt. Big shout out to Kurt. Captain Kurt. He kind of hooked it up. He saw me in the crowd and he said, "Hey, bro, did you get to see him last night?" And I had to go to work late Friday night. We kind of hung out. I hung out with the Council of Creekers, Troy, and I finally got to meet my man Buckeye. He's going to be on here in just a second. I finally got to meet my man Buckeye. He's such a great guy, man. He's exactly how I expected him to be in real life, man. Just such a good dude. I got to meet his son. And I hung out with Nate and Dale and all of the fams. Creeker Cat was there. We was in line with her. She's hilarious. She cracks me up. Just to be able to do that, and then Kurt said, "Hey, bro, holler at me after the show. Call me after the show." So I called him after the show, and we got to go over to Ghost Ranch or whatever, and hang out for a little bit with Ords and Cardiac Kid. Oh man, it was just like a family. It was a family reunion, guys. It wasn't even and Alan Carter, he's in here. HB, I'm sorry, man, I forget everything. So but yeah, it was like a family reunion, man. It was just it went exactly how I wanted it to. The only thing I regret is that I didn't ask off work and I didn't have more time. But man, it was an unforgettable weekend. My cousin Jesse Reed on here. He is the fellow in the Father Before Him video that was on the guitar. I'll give him a shout out. He did a really good job in the video with the guitar, and he also was sitting right beside me in church this morning. I'm going to involve him some more in my music as well. But yeah. So sorry, I'm talking a mile a minute. I'm trying to get everything in since I'm late. Libby, how you doing, miss? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. But yeah, I was at the Knoxville show. But couldn't make it to Kentucky. Hope y'all had a blast. I was going to go to Kentucky. I'm going to go ahead and announce it. I'm going to put up a picture and announce it again later on. But I have talked to Broadnecks. We have secured a date. I'm going to interview Broadnecks for the YouTube channel. I'm super excited about that. That dude is a beast. I've been following him for a while, man. Even before he signed with Adam. But yeah, awesome meeting you, Carter. HB Carter there, Alan Carter, just a nice guy. His wife was really nice too. He got to bring his wife. It was really good to meet you, bro. But yeah, so I'm going to interview Broadnecks for the channel. We're going to do an interview. Not sure how long it's going to be. I'm going to meet him before the show. In Birmingham. I'm going to the Birmingham, Alabama show. So yeah, he's such a genuine guy, man. He's so cool. And so if everything goes good, I'm going to interview Brad next, and I'm probably going to try to I might hang out and get some YouTube footage of the show, maybe behind the scenes. Who knows? I'm gonna talk to Church about it if I see him. So, hopefully we'll be able to chill in Alabama, and I'll be able to go live from Alabama and talk to you guys from there. So, Libby's doing good. Love you guys. Sorry it's been so long, man, since we've been on here. I literally didn't get home from hanging out with Upchurch at his place and everybody last week until like Sunday morning at 7:00 in the morning. So I hadn't had any sleep for over 24 hours. And I was like, dude, there's no, if I go live, I'll fall asleep during my live stream. I couldn't do it last week, but we're going to continue to do it. We're going to fight the devil. He can get over it, man. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the negativity. I'm tired of it, man. And we're going to fight it. We're going to bring positivity into this world. Whenever I was sitting up there on stage, man, sorry, not stage. When I was sitting up there in the crowd in Nashville, I just looked over the crowd. And, I kind of said a prayer. I said to myself, turn this into something, Upchurch is full of light. I said, Upchurch, look at all these people he's gotten together and inspired and just changed their life in some way. There's tons of people who their lives have been changed. Either they've wanted to try to do music, or they've wanted to, there's been people say numerous times, Upchurch saved my life. His music has inspired me. You there? Everybody there? I think it cut out. But anyway, I looked out into the crowd and I was just like, Lord, just pour out your blessings, man, on help them see your glory. And they did. Came on stage not long after that, and man, he sang Amazing Grace to the crowd. That dude can sing, man. And he had the whole crowd singing Amazing Grace. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't because I prayed for it, but I'm just saying, it's amazing how God is going to take people and turn things into light. Upchurch has a lot of light in him. Anybody who's been around the guy alone or just, one-on-one, even on stage, anybody who's been around the guy in person, you can just tell he's just got a disposition of just grit. And he's just he's genuine, and he just wants good things to happen, bro. He just brings people in. He draws people in. Somebody like that who can draw a 10,000 person crowd and a 10,000 people crowd in person is just, they've got something special. He's got a lot of light in him, you know what I'm saying? And JJ was on stage and they were talking about the Lord. Man, it's just, it was so good, man. It was just so good. His music was my only refuge, you could say, for a very dark time. There you go. So there's one right there. And that's the thing, man. Upchurch is himself. He's his own person and stuff, but I know he's driven by light. I know he's driven by the right thing, the morals, and all this, man. You could just tell. You could tell when you meet the guy. There's something special about him. But yeah. So I'm gonna bring Buckeye on here. Let me see. I'm so sorry, Buckeye, if you're backstage, buddy. Blue Eyes, I'm thankful for you filming for us that don't have the opportunity to go. Yeah, well, I wasn't going to film the whole show, but then I talked. I remember asking Nate, I said, do you think Church would mind if I streamed it? Just for people to see? He goes, nah, he won't. He said, I don't think he would care at all. So I was like, okay, cool. And Nate's been around him. They used to live at the ranch, so he's been around him, and I trust Nate. He said that he didn't think they would care. So I wanted to stream it, and my phone went from 80% to 0 quick. then I got to charge it up, and I went back and streamed the rest of it. So I think people really enjoyed that. All right, Buckeye, I'm sorry, buddy. Let me come get you. Wait a minute. How do I get there? Is that him? You there?
Yes, sir. How you doing, brother?
Okay. Man, I'm sorry.
You're
Man,
good.
I'm sorry.
You're
I
good.
apologize, man. Let me change the layout. Let me change the layout here. There we go. I can see you now.
No apologies. That was what an intro that was. I was glad I was backstage because I was shedding a lot of tears over that, and for many reasons.
Oh, man.
We even before we met each other, we were praying for each other. We were trying to bring something positive and something good to this world, and
Yep.
I'm so thankful that the Lord has done that for us and brought y'all into my life. I'm trying not to get emotional. I'm at Wolf Creek. I thought I'd come over here and do like
Wolf
you do.
Creek Road.
Right. The place where I first heard Pond Creek Road, my son playing that for me here, and I never thought
Nice.
that it would ever lead me to Pond Creek. What an amazing time that was. Bro, I mean,
Man, how did going to Pond Creek Road this past week?
I've never experienced anything like it. It was more than just music. It was more than just. It was something all beyond ourselves. That it was the Lord, and there's no other way of putting it.
No other way, man.
It goes back to something that my mother told me before she passed away. I said, "Mom, I don't want you to go."
Oh no.
He said, "Sorry, bro."
You're good,
She
man.
said, "When I go, I'm going to ask the Lord to send many people into your life." And here you are,
Oh wow.
bro. It's God is so good to us, talking to you on the phone several weeks ago, just our conversation and just praying for one another, loving each other. That's what we're all about. That's what this is all about. And experiencing that
Man.
showed you that. It proved it to my son. It proved it to so many of us that this is what it's all about. It's not about this internet drama, these people fighting with each other. We don't get into those things, man. We pray for each other. Just like you say, praying at the show. JJ singing Amazing Grace. I've had many people ask me all of my life, what's your favorite song? And that is so hard to pick, but it isn't for me. It is Amazing Grace. Like you said, that how that song touched you before you came on.
Man.
You think about Amazing Grace, it's been sang so many times. It's
Right.
It's changed so many lives. And it's you just think of Amazing Grace. How sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Think about it, I once was lost, but now I'm found. I was blind, but now I see. How amazing, bro.
Yep. It's the difference between night and day, dark and light, evil and good.
And I've been to so many concerts, so many shows all of my life. And I've never, ever, ever experienced anything like that. It was more than, just we got there. just everything about, there's so much for us all to tell that we're going to miss something.
Hey, little
But
mama, payday. What's up?
Mama Payday, it was so cool to hang out with Payday, see him for the first time, watch
Yeah,
this young man have
yeah.
such a good time, dude.
He's
Um,
taller. He's taller than I
and that's what I'm
expected.
saying. I mean, right before the show, there was, even um, someone bumping into me and saying, "Hey, man, sorry." And I said, "It's cool, man. Where are y'all from?" And met this guy and his wife, and I didn't know them from anything. Just bumped into me, and we started talking. And talking with me, you always know that it always comes to the Lord. And I was sharing that with him, and he started to share me his story. And right there before the show ever even started,
Mhm.
this man had tears running down his face, just telling me his story.
Yeah,
And so many people there,
man. It
tapping
was
you.
like a family reunion, man.
Yeah, you turn around and know where I was because I rolled my ankle, dude. We was there at I did it twice. Once at Pond Creek Road, another when I was getting out of my truck for the show.
Mhm.
And I was standing by that rail, kind of propping my foot up on it, and I was glad that I was in that spot, dude. Um, there were it was crazy. It was almost like a dream. Here's all these people that
It was surreal. It was surreal for
it
me.
was,
Yeah.
man.
Well,
Meeting all of you. Um,
I know that I was acting like a nut because I was just all over the place and being goofy and stuff. But I mean, I was excited because on
right,
here I'm very solemn and I'm very serious. But I was just being a goofball and a nut with Nate and everything, and I was just excited. I just it was like meeting all these buddies.
right,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
And I met you, and the first time I met you, I was like, this is a perfect dude for me to go live with and talk about Jesus. I was like, this is like my uncle. Like you're like an uncle to me now.
Amen. I'll take that. It's just like we all have the HB holler boys. I, you know, um, we're holler brothers.
Yeah,
Holler at me, man. I mean, holler girls. It was, dude. That whole thing was so incredible, man. And walking outside of O'Brien's and someone that I've never seen before with an Upchurch shirt on, and you know, um, knew who I was, and first thing is I want to give you a hug. And she said, I'm too old to be a holler girl. I'm a hologram. And and
yeah.
she was she was
She was
yeah, she
so
was,
sweet, wasn't she?
oh my gosh, man, she was the
Yeah,
fan of Ryan's music, and she brought her daughter along.
yeah.
My son introduced me to the music, and there were so many father and sons, mother and daughters. I mean, just families showing up. Dude, Hillbilly Day Day and his whole family showed up. And never met them before, but they were just like, dude, the whole experience was amazing. I mean, meeting y'all
It was, man.
was
It was. It
unbelievable.
was. It was. It's indescribable. It's indescribable whenever you have been like buddies on the internet. You know what I'm saying, with so many people.
Right.
Ords was so cool. He was just a solid dude, just
Oh,
somebody you're
man.
just like, I felt like I've known this dude for my whole life.
Right.
And then
Exactly.
Cardiac's
Oh,
that
yeah.
that
All
that
of it.
dude. He's like the perfect sidekick. He's just quiet, but he's cool. And I don't know, man. It was like these people are my people. Like I just feel like I've
Right.
met them. I've known them my whole life. It was
Right.
good to meet Kurt. It was good to meet all of
Oh,
them.
Kurt and
Troy was
his
cool.
family, man. I mean, his daughter just, I mean, as soon as she got out of the vehicle, there's all of us standing there, and I never knew she knew who I was. And she
That's
ran
so
to
sweet.
me,
Yeah, tell
man,
us
and
tell us about his daughter. Yeah.
she ran to me and she said, I want a picture with Buckeye. And I was like, what?
Oh,
My son's standing there, Kurt's standing there, and
yeah.
all of us seen it. And she turned around, she fist bumped me, and she said, you're the best, Buckeye. I love you. And
Oh,
I lost it. My son lost it. Kurt lost it. There were so many touching, memorable moments.
yeah. Well, that
You
goes
know,
to show you right there. That goes
I
to
give
show
her,
you right there. We may
yeah,
only have
right.
a certain amount of subscribers or a certain amount of views on our videos, but we're impacting kids or any,
Right.
all kinds of
They're,
people.
they watch us on Sundays, you know, come
Yeah,
to find,
yeah.
you know, Kurt and his family and little
Kurt's
Braylon, you know,
awesome, man.
yeah, we got us, we was down at Pond Creek, down there by the creek under the bridge, and I found these two stones that had orange paint on it, like the generally, and I picked two of them up and I gave one of them to Braylon. I said, we're these are our friendship rocks, you know, we're friends forever. I got it sitting here. Um, it was amazing, man. It really was. I gave her, my granddaughter is in Girl Scouts, so we bought all these Girl Scout cookies, and I took some with me. I gave her 2 boxes, you know, and I didn't give her to her before that to bribe her to do that, you know. It was this dude, it was so beautiful. I mean, she touched my heart. And I
Yeah.
just happened to be at the show. I just happened to be there by that rail, and Kurt and his and his wife, and Cassidy and Braylon, to watch them enjoy that like that. Um, like Kurt said, when we was there at Jaybirds, he's like, when it was just so organic. We stopped there
Yeah, it
to
was.
for Nate. At first, it was this cardiac and Nate and me and my son when we first pulled up, and you know, of course, we were videoing, you know, going down Pond Creek Road. And when we get there, we stopped just for Nate and Dale to meet up because Nate hadn't seen and Dale haven't seen each other in 4 months. And what a moment that was when you can hear Dale coming down Pond Creek with that with the black sheep truck, and
Oh, yeah.
he pulled up and Nate ran to him, and the
They
truck
hadn't
door
seen each other for a while.
the truck door was
Oh, yeah.
still open,
Yeah.
and I captured that picture. And I was like, man, if the truck door wasn't there, but it's like, no, man. I mean, before he can even get out of the truck, Nate was there. And how beautiful that was, you know, me being there with my son, and my son,
Yeah.
Nate standing on my son's shoulders to hold him up to spray paint Nate.
I
Um,
love that picture. I love that picture. Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
there was just so many, and my son captured a picture of Nate and Dale down there with their arms around each other, and it gave me chills. A lot of just underneath these sunglasses, there was a lot of tears, you know, because this is what
Yeah.
it's all about. It's not all this
Right.
drama
Right.
and this stuff, and not all of us get into that.
Well,
We pray for each other.
there's been so many people over the past year pop up and try to start all kinds of garbage. But then, you know what the funny thing is?
We
If they
don't
would
let
show
them.
up at a show, if they would see, if they could see what a show was like, it's just,
Right.
it's so much picking your brother up and being there. When JJ sang Amazing Grace, dude, I had
Oh
chills.
my.
I just had chills coming.
Yeah.
I couldn't help it, man. I just, yeah.
I was
You
standing
just
up
knew
on the
that.
second level because I went up there to find you, and that's when he came. I stood there and just in awe, bro.
You
You
just
know,
knew that the presence of God was in there somehow. You
it
just knew it.
was, man.
And
It
Joe said, if y'all haven't seen Kurt's Nashville recap, it is worth your time to check it out.
it
I think I've
is.
seen some of it. If not, I'm gonna go check it out. Touches on his experience with Buckeye and the gang. Man, that's one thing. We were having such a good time. I kept trying to take pictures of everything. I didn't get a picture with Kurt. You know, and I didn't get a picture with a bunch of people, and I hate that. But at the same time, we were having such a good time. You know, we just didn't think about it. But
Yeah.
I'm going to do a recap too. I do have some videos, and I do have some pictures and stuff. I'm going to do a recap as well. I'm going to put one out of the Nashville show, and I'm gonna put out for the material I have. I'm gonna try to make it as long as I can, and I'm gonna try to put out a good recap.
Yeah.
I've just been so
Yeah.
busy. I've had so much
Right.
going on in my personal life. I haven't had a chance to,
Yeah.
lately.
We've got a lot of video. I shared some of those on Instagram, but I've still been having people sending me videos. You know, I appreciate that. Pictures. You know, we're going to try to get them all together and compile them, and just I mean, even before it was Friday, is when we met up. We was at O'Brien's first, then we went and we just happened to stop at Jaybird's right off the side of the road, and
Yeah.
for Nate and Dale to meet up, and some of us were going to meet up and we was going to go down to the bridge. But I couldn't believe it. I mean, I got video, just two of us showing up, and the last video there was cars everywhere. There was people stopping from everywhere. There was people that would drive by, yell out the window, Creeksquad, and turn around and come back. And it was crazy, man. I mean, we had one. All right, think about it. You got holograms showed up. Her and her daughter drove 17 hours from Key West, Florida.
That's incredible. That's a long drive. I've drove the length of Florida. It's it's rough.
There was Melanie and her daughter that organically just was driving down the road wanting to take, visit some of the sites, and they stopped and it was crazy, man. And next thing you know, there's all these people. And it was weird how organically it happened. And
yeah, it was a family. Like I said, it was a family reunion, bro. It was
right.
It was even though I hadn't met most of those people, it was like I'd already met them in real life.
Right.
It was crazy. This guy right here, Jay Crumley, he commented that he was the guy that stopped me after I talked to Broadnex. He stopped me in the crowd. I took a picture of him. It's on my community page. He stopped me in the crowd. He stopped me and he said, "Hey, man, I love everything you do." And I said, "Oh, hey, well, thanks." He knew who I was, man. And he stopped me. He said, "I like your music too." Rarely do I get that. A lot of people that, they see the interview from church, and that's great. That's wonderful. But he stopped me. He said, "I love your music. I love everything that you do, bro. I'll watch your page." And that just, it got me, dude. It hit me right in the chest. And I was like, we are doing something. We are changing. We are helping. We are talking. We're communicating. We're there for people. And man, see, here's the thing. I'm thinking, oh, when we go live, we're helping people. When things like that happens, it helps me. It helps me realize you need to keep doing this. You've got to keep doing this.
It makes you realize what's important, when you have a mother and daughter come up to you at the show, and say that they watch our stuff on Sundays.
Yeah.
And wanted a picture, and told us what a blessing and how we've helped them. And the same goes the same way, I mean, I didn't even think I was going to get to go to the show because my father-in-law was in the hospital. And, dude, he was, I think he was sedated for 12 days, but on his birthday, we went there and he came too, because I was joking with him. I said, "I got you a birthday card and a new fishing lure," which I had for me. And he opened his eyes up and he's like, he was trying to squint to focus on me. And, now he's talking his head off, and it just goes to show you, people were like, as soon as you would meet them, "How's your wife doing? How's your father-in-law?" They genuinely care about you. They pray for you. And that's touching to me, man. And
it's we all need it. We don't realize it.
A lot of people's eyes that were there.
Yeah. We don't realize it, but whenever it happens, we realize we need it. We all need it. God created us. God created us. Even the people who like to be a hermit, and they're antisocial a lot. God created us as social beings. We all need connection, and we need to know that we're loved. We need to know we're loved. And man, I'll tell you what, I saw so many people just having a place, coming together, man.
It was the entire thing was nothing but a show of love. I mean,
it was incredible. React Attack, Ords of the Rings. Y'all go follow React Attack. He's awesome. Ords says,
"Happy birthday to Ords. Today's his birthday. Happy birthday."
Oh, today's his birthday?
Yeah.
What? Man, he's old, y'all. Go give him some money or something. No, I'm kidding. He ain't old. He ain't. He is really cool, man.
Man, you have to go over and watch
He is.
the live last night that we did on a React Attacks channel.
Yeah, there is a live last night
yeah,
on with
yeah,
five of
everybody,
us. I was there for a minute. It was a really good recap. It was more in detail.
right,
Last night, there's a really good live. And these are the guys. And I did get footage of you guys at the Airbnb Friday night, so I'm going to throw that in the recap that I'm making of Nashville. Ords is he's just a cool dude, man.
right,
As soon as I
man,
met him, I was like, I feel like I just known this guy. He said, "When are y'all
right.
going to have me on this show?" Ords, I'll be honest with you, man. I love you. I love you like a brother that I've never had. I've always wanted a brother. And we're going to do songs one day and we're going to hang out again sometime. And I love you so much. But I'm scared to put you on here. You don't have a Sunday morning mouth. You have a Saturday night mouth. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. We all slip some curse words here and there. But no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I would love to have you on,
You are
Ords.
a jokester, man. I mean, you
Don't
to
take
meet
it
you and
personal, Ords. I'm kidding,
all
Ords.
of
I love you.
you
We'll
guys are
have you
just
on here, buddy. We'll have
cutting each other.
actually. If Ords, if you want to come on here and tell your story, you said he had a story about how he got back to God, and we might do that
It's
at some point. I'm totally
it's
fine with that.
it's a wonderful story. We've talked and um man, all of this has helped us. All of it is it's all brought me closer to the Lord. You know, it makes me still have faith in good people and people that don't judge you, put you down, you know, that will have your back, you know, pray for you, you know, cut up with you, you know. Bro, you had me laughing
It was
so
good.
hard, man. I didn't realize I
I
knew that you
was
were funny, but dude, you had me in stitches. I
well,
was in
man. Whenever
stitches
I
with
get
you.
around, I think it's whenever I get around people that I'm excited. I kind of go a little over. But I become a class clown sometimes, and that's probably one of my faults. It's probably irritating, annoying a little bit, but at the same time, I guess I'm excited. I'm in my element, man, and I just love you guys,
Right.
man. That comes out as like a 13-year-old class clown thing, I guess. But um, I don't know, man. I whenever I met you, Buckeye, I was like, yeah, he's the same dude. He's the same guy. Perfect,
Yeah.
perfect online guy, man.
I
Just
mean,
my
you
homie.
find my boot right here. Look at that. I never thought I had you guys signing my boot, man. I mean,
That's cool. That's cool that you
right.
thought to do that. Yeah.
Hey, you hear that? I don't know if you can hear the gunshots. I didn't know if you had
Shotgun,
a
yeah.
turkey shoot today. And
Oh,
what
okay.
more of a recap than that, man? I'm sitting here at Wolf Creek. They're having a turkey shoot on a live, doing a recap about Nashville, making you realize, you know, that, man, the focus on the positive things, to love one another, you know, and just forget about the turkeys. Forget about them turkeys online and hitting your comments sometimes, you know, and have a turkey shoot. They're just hanging up a
Hey,
picture
there's a
of a
turkey.
turkey and, you know, there's probably about 30 cars over there. Isn't that
How
perfect,
ironic.
bro?
How
How
perfect. There's a
ironic,
turkey
right?
shoot in the background. How perfect
Right.
is it? Did you play in
Yeah,
this,
and
Buckeye?
I'm sitting here where I first heard the music, you know? I mean,
That is
this is what
cool,
we
man.
do all the time, you know?
That is cool. Um, Ord said, "For the Lord, I'll keep it PG." Hey, man, I'm no saint. I'm just trying to Sunday morning get my mind wrapped around the things of God. And hey, I slip up all the time. I'll be the worst. But you know what I mean? I'm trying to be as trying to start off the week with a clean mouth. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, I have a factory mouth. I do, and I've gotten better about it, and I try not to do it as much. But hey, man, we all do it. No worries. We'll have you on, buddy. Cass in the I don't know if she's in here, but she wanted to come on at some point and talk about her story. She's in the But the Blessings group. Of course, Libby's in here. She's amazing.
Oh,
Her story is incredible.
all of them are a blessing,
Um,
you know?
man, it's great. Cardiac kid. Cardiac's cool, man. He's just laid back and he's just laid back. He kind of observes everything.
Right.
He's cool.
Cardiac is like an encyclopedia of knowledge when it comes to certain things.
No one is perfect. No judgment. Hey, no judgment. No judgment. No judgment. I'll be the first to tell you I got a factory mouth. I'm trying to make me and Buckeye have actually Buckeye's idea, this whole Sunday live thing, man. And I just want to keep it very solemn about the Lord. At the same time, we can share our experiences and everything. But no judgment. I mean, my goodness, if that's the worst thing you do is say a few curse words, man. I do it all the time. And I try to be the best I can be. However, I ain't perfect, and I know that. So no judgment at all. No judgment at all.
Yeah, someone
But
asked
anyway,
me if I was fishing. We fished over here yesterday, but I just thought I would do the live here in I brought my House of Cash Johnny Cash book my wife bought me. It's called The Legacies of My Father, Johnny Cash, and it was written by John Carter Cash. Man, I would recommend
that's
anybody
cool.
getting this book. She found it at Cracker Barrel, so how fitting, But
Wow.
yeah, I'm on the 4th chapter.
Actually, Ords, the real reason why I haven't had you on here yet, Ords, is because you're way prettier than me and Buckeye, and
That's what it
I
is.
just can't. Yeah, you're just gorgeous, man. I can't have you.
He's got more media experience.
He actually
Man,
does. He's actually way better.
He is like a pro though with his stuff. He's like,
Yeah, he is
man,
actually way better than this.
yeah,
Me
and
than this.
he said, with the thing we do, like the Council of Creekers, he's like, no, we could have it on your channel or this channel. I'm like, dude, you do it so good. Just I mean, with his
Yeah, he's good. He's real
short
good at it.
clips, dude, he's funny, he's energetic, he's just got the personality for it. And I've always told him that. And what a great, genuine dude. He's funny, dude. I mean, it was so cool for us all to meet. It really was.
It was. Hey, Joe. See
How
you later,
fun.
buddy. He said I got to go. It was great to be a part of this today. Hey, man. God bless you. I hope you got something out of this today. Buckeye was talking about the intro, guys. I couldn't make that up if I wanted to. I'm not even smart enough to write a story that has a coincidence in it like that. That really happened this morning. That is
Right.
God telling me, hey, speak the name of Jesus over your anxieties, over your depressions. I got you, buddy. I got you.
Right.
It was so
Ain't
clear to me
nobody
this
got us
morning.
like he does,
So clear. But anyway, Joe, have a great day. Thank you for stopping by, my friend. God bless
Thank you,
you.
Joe.
Go ahead, Buckeye. I apologize.
No apology. I forget what was even, I'm just listening to gunshots. Well, I
Shoot them
just watched.
turkeys, man.
Yeah,
Get them
shoot them
Get them
turkeys.
turkeys out of the way.
I mean,
Get them
honestly, how
turkeys out of
fitting
your
is
life.
that, man? That and like I told you, I mean, you've experienced that. People wanting to be haters, and you know what gets me, man? If you go back and you look at every one of our Sunday things that we've done, look at what your biggest one was that had the most views on it, and it was right after the Tom
12,000.
McDonald. Yeah, it was right after the Tom McDonald diss. And I think everybody thought they were going to come here on Sunday and hear us talking about somebody. So I mean, the haters give you views. And, there was a few people in there. I didn't pay no attention to it because I can't see the comments
Yeah.
anyway. So who cares? I mean,
I don't. Yeah.
we were
I don't.
we
I
were
don't
good to
even.
them. We were good to them. Thank you for
I I
getting
do
them,
need
my
to make
brothers.
some mods. There were some people telling me to make mods. I was going to make Kelly a mod. I haven't talked to her in a while. I don't know. I hope she's doing okay. But I was going to make a few people some mods so they could clean up some of the really nasty stuff. They said there was some pretty bad stuff. I just didn't even see it, man. I don't let it phase me. I'm here to bring the light. I'm here
Right,
to speak the name of Jesus, have him say whatever, hopefully, he's going to say through me to you, if that's possible. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to just be support for everybody if I can, help everybody out. And in turn, it helps me out. That's what I'm here for, to bring people, point people toward the Lord, and
right.
in turn, share some brotherhood with Upchurch and our experiences. That's what I'm here for. All the haters, they can add that gasoline and make this thing blow up. Hey, they did 12,000 views, man.
Oh yeah,
That was
they did.
wild.
I
That was
didn't, like I
wild.
said, I didn't know they were in there, but my wife saw that live, and like you said, we wasn't paying attention to it anyway. I mean, I can't even see the comments
True Texan.
here anyway. The way I'm
True
back.
Texan said Mike 12 point for. Let's see what he said. He said thank you for the couple of bucks, buddy. Thank you. He said Mike 12 point for president, fellas. Blessed day. Mike's
Hey,
Mike's so funny, man.
it was
Mike's
so
so
cool
funny.
meeting him. I never thought I'd
It
be
was.
shooting pool with Mike 12 point and at that Airbnb. This to me, this sounds like if you were to tell somebody that they think you was crazy or you was dreaming. It almost was like a dream. Think about this. We're at this Airbnb on the second floor shooting pool while, Nate, Troy, and Ords was making a song for Creeksquad. And
Yeah.
and all of a sudden, here comes Ords. I don't think he hit any of them steps. And he got up there and he said, Broadnex is here. And Broadnex, T2, and
That's
Kalani
crazy, man.
showed up at the Airbnb Thursday night, before the show. And just to come out, that shows you what type of people they are. It was amazing. It was, I just sit back and just took it all in,
For them to just come by like that, yeah,
right.
real. That's real.
That
That's
was so
real
cool,
people, man.
But we never thought Friday, after meeting up at Jaybird's, and that was another thing I wanted. Captain Kurt walked over to the side and there was this pile of scrap wood that was from Jaybird's that still had the blue paint on it because they redid it, and Ryan's video of Pond Creek Road, Jaybird's, had that, so where Jaybird's look like something from a movie scene,
Yeah.
But I looked down and I seen this big long board, and the first thing I thought of, man, I want to hang that on the wall, and put my guitar hangers up, hang some of my guitars on the wall, and
Right.
we had no idea everybody was going to start showing up, and for some reason I had like 6 or 7 Sharpies in my truck, and I thought, how cool would it be to have everybody sign this? All these people showing
Perfect.
up, sign it, and then hang it on the wall. Then the more I thought about it and I seen the more signatures on it, I went back and started looking at them. I was like, how cool would this be to get this to Upchurch somehow?
Yeah.
Never thought in a million
Well, I remember
years.
you sitting there.
And this is all part of this.
You had everybody sign it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You had everybody sign it, right? And I remember you telling me, you saying, man, I wish we could get it to him, not even knowing what the weekend was going to hold. It was going to hold, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then within 2 or 3 hours, you were hanging out with him, handing it to him.
Yeah, it was so funny just walking in with this board, through someone's door at 1 o'clock in the morning. Or I was like, I was apologizing. Right. I apologized, ripped it. And I even apologized to the security guy. I was like, man, I ain't used to crashing someone's place this late. I promised we were invited to come and with me and my son, I mean, and Alan, I mean, how cool was that? For them to experience that too. He had gifts to give them, and it's not, whoever thought that you would give it to them in person, and they're just people like us. It just goes to show you what it's all about, is they are just people like us. I mean, he is what he sings about, and we all feel that connection through the music.
Oh, man.
We've lived that life. At times it feels like he went back in time and he made these songs about stuff that I went through, being a creeker, I mean, crazy, dude. The whole thing.
I'll say this. Whenever you do, so like a lot of people who don't actually do music, like they're like, oh yeah, I could do that. No big deal. It's just Upchurch. He's writing about this or Pond Creek Road or Power Me Up so I could be the dog. But whenever you really look at all the songs he's put out, all the albums, and you get into the lyrics, it's really, really. So I do music, bro. I have ADD. I can come up with phrases and lyrics off the top of my head. My brain clicks a lot, but I can't even get close. Like to write the kind of lyrics that he does. Almost every line has a catchphrase in it. To write
Right.
the kind of quality lyrics that he does, song after song after song, for album after album after album, for the age that he is,
Right.
it's almost unheard of. It's just so the guy has something that most people don't have. It's so hard to do that and make it catchy and then make it an awesome song and then make it to where people love it, and
it's all
then people
authentic.
across the country and people across the world can relate. It's not something that's easy to do. If you actually do music and you try to make your own music and write songs and you produce your own music, if you'll understand that. I'll write 10 songs, and maybe out of those 10 songs, one or two of them are okay. They're like, they're all pretty good. But then like the other 8 are like everybody's like, I don't really like that. It's so crazy how he can make songs and then just almost every one of them is just like a hit. It's
Yeah,
so good.
and every
It's
one of them's
that that
different.
that
It's
is
not
not
all the
that's not
same.
normal. That's not normal.
It don't all
That's
sound the same, you know. And,
right.
like I said, I totally got into the Creeker stuff because I've always liked metal. I love you know me. You know I love music. I love a lot of different genres of music. I was glad that I grew up the way I did, loving all kinds of things and being around all kinds of different types of people, no matter the color of their skin. That's why when I first heard him say skin, and he called everybody skin, because it was like, man, I see your skin color. You know, you treat
Yeah.
me with respect, I'll treat you with respect. You know, it doesn't matter what your color is, where you're from. You
Right.
know, there's no competition between this stuff. It's just man, it's amazing, you know, because I remember, my son playing me, you know, the stuff off the, what that night we sit here and listen to everything that was on the Creeker album, and Creeker 2. But
Yeah.
man, it was just, then to listen to some of the country stuff, then I totally got away from rap music, because rap at one time used to be fun. I couldn't always relate to all of it. But when you do something that's relatable like that, and you understand, you know, some of the crazy things that he's rapping about, it's legendary. Um,
Yeah.
for
Oh,
me
dude,
to
it's
go
it's
back and
just
like it,
it's not. People think, oh, I could do that, and then then you see their music and you're like, it's not normal. The guy operates at a level that there's only one explanation for it. It's a God given talent. Um, do you understand how hard it is? First of all, to build 3.5 subscribers on YouTube by yourself with nobody, no help hardly, and then to
right,
fill up stadiums with 10,000 people without any record label helping you.
nothing,
That's not
right?
something that's just
I was,
it's very hard to explain
yeah, I was
what a
sitting at a
person
buddy,
has to have to inspire millions of people. It's
right,
it's very very hard to explain that.
right. I got a buddy of mine's house. Me and my son went fishing yesterday, and he invited us over, made a brisket. We call him the metal chef because he's
Oh, I
a
love brisket.
dude. You got to hear this guy's pipes. He can sing.
Oh
And
yeah,
never knew it. We fished together for years before I found it out. Now I mean, he's amazing, dude. And he was talking about all this, and I was telling him about church. I was like, dude, some of the legendary performers has performed at the municipal, but I don't think they've ever seen a show quite like that, where you're including when your whole stage setup is, it looks like, a living room set, where you're
yeah,
inviting kids up there, couples to dance. Um, Several times, I was standing there next to Trey Healy, and he was telling me, he was like, dude, that's what it's all about. This is so cool. I mean, everybody felt that way. We didn't care that he took time to do this because he genuinely cares about people. They all did. It was all just a show of love, and for people to realize that this is what it's all about: family, caring about one another. You know,
right.
the entire thing was something to behold. It really was. Anybody was there that experienced that, I'm sure you know, people at the Corbin show got to experience that. I was wanting to go to that, but I couldn't make it. Um, but yeah, there's other shows coming up. I'm gonna try to go to both those Ohio shows.
I was going to go to Corbin, but I just had so much stuff going on,
So much,
and
yeah,
I wasn't prepared to interview Broadnex this early. I wanted to get some good questions and everything, just have time to think about it. So I'm actually going to the Birmingham, Alabama show on April 19th. And he told me we could link up then and do an interview, and I'm super psyched about it, man.
right.
I've been following Broadnex for a long time too. He's another person who is just he's just different. He's got that
Yeah,
Louisiana accent. He's just
yeah,
different.
yeah.
He's different.
He talks the way he raps, but
Yeah,
when he talks, it's not as fast. He's just so laid back, so cool. I mean,
yeah,
like I said, for them guys just to show up when Ord's come up the steps and his eyes were so popped out, like Broadnex is here. Like I said, I was shooting pool with 12 point, and it almost seemed like something out of a movie.
yeah.
If you could have recorded it all, but them
12 Point's
guys,
funny, man.
oh my gosh,
He's so reserved. He's like very reserved
yeah,
and kind of just chill. And then all of a sudden he'll just snap and say something hilarious, and you have to catch it. You know what I'm saying? It's funny. He's the Shane
yeah,
Gillis. Mike 12 Point's been making grilled cheeses behind the scenes, y'all. I don't know if y'all knew that. He's been making grilled cheeses at night. Mike 12 Point is the Shane Gillis of Creeksquad. He's the comedian.
Hey,
He's the mastermind.
they said at one point in the Airbnb he was laying under the picnic or the pool table. I don't know what he was doing. I crashed out. I felt bad. I was tired because I was running on like 35 minutes of sleep. But
Yeah.
what a character, man. I mean, you know what? I had a belt buckle.
Oh yeah. So
still
there's
on the
a
case.
question.
Yeah,
Real
go ahead.
real quick, Buckeye. Just Jenna 17. So I've had a million people ask me this, and I do know a little bit about it. I'll tell like what I know or whatever. There's been 15 people comment and ask, did Ryan get another band? They don't look like the same band that he had 2 years ago. Yes. So Upchurch has played with. He started out with Cliffy, DJ Cliffy D, DJ Cliffy D, all the way from like 2014. He's been with Cliffy for a long time. Cliffy he used to be Jelly Rolls DJ for a long time. So um, he's been doing it with Cliffy D for a long time. And then Jason Peterson came along around 2016 and he added drums to the mix. They were Upchurch's group. It was them three. Then they added the guitar player. So it was them three for a long time, right? So my cousin, who I was with the other night, he knows Cliffy. I know Cliffy too, but I just haven't talked to him in a long time. He talked to Cliffy, and I guess he just asked him, and so this is what I gather by it, and I'm not trying to put words in anybody's mouth about their business, but I think people try to push up drama like there's some kind of drama or something
Yeah,
or whatever. This is what I know. What I know is Cliffy and Jason, Upchurch didn't play. He didn't have no show for like a couple of years, right? And so Cliffy and Jason, they were doing their own thing. Jason has a side business. He does play drums on the side as well.
yeah, they're
Cliffy was
musicians.
doing a lot of DJing for like Tailgate and Tall Boys and like the big shows. And Cliffy actually has a studio in Nashville downtown. I've almost worked with him myself. I haven't had the money, but Cliffy's been doing a lot of stuff in his studio, producing people, doing his own songs. Uh, um, he has been DJing a lot of big events. And so he's been making, ever since Upchurch hadn't played shows in a couple of years, Cliffy started doing his own thing and he's been making a lot of money in between time. And so my cousin told me that Cliffy said, yeah, no, everything's good. We're not like upset that he said, we've kind of had our own thing established. He said, so Upchurch decided not to pull them back out from doing their
Right.
own thing for a while. He started using, I guess maybe it's JJ's band or people that he knows or he met through JJ. I don't know if it's if it's that or he just met this band himself. However, yes, he's using a different band for now because Cliffy and Jason, they've been doing a lot of their own work in their own businesses, in their own ventures in the past 2 years. And so instead of pulling them back off to go to tour, they're still doing their thing. So no, there's no drama. There's no this and that. Everything is great as far as I know. And Cliffy's like, yeah, we're just doing our own thing, and like, church just used another band for this tour. So no, there's nothing as far as I know. There's nothing like that going on. And even if there was, I probably wouldn't know about it, first of all. And even if there was and I knew about it, I wouldn't tell you because it's none of my business. But as far as I know, that is what they're. Yeah, I mean, it's not for me to know, but I've just had so many people comment and ask. But so yes, he used a different band for this tour. With there's no issues with him and Cliffy and all them as far as I know. They're just doing their own thing. So there you go. That's all I know about it.
That's all I got to say about that, huh?
That's all I got to say about that, which was probably too much to begin with. So
no, too much. No, I was just referring to the Forrest Gump thing.
That's all I have to say about that.
I thought it was funny. You even said I do look like Forrest Gump that just after he just went on a run.
This past Halloween, I bought me a Forrest Gump hat. I bought me a Bubba Gump hat. And all I dressed up for Halloween was I just put the Bubba Gump hat on. And I was already the running Forrest Gump, man. Look.
Right. That's great, dude.
I just got tired of running. I think I'll go home
now.
That's
funny that someone tried to use that against you and call you that, but you just took it and ran with it. And
I don't care, man.
That's what you do with a hater, you know? I mean,
exactly. Dude, I have Buckeye, you've been awesome to talk to about all that, you know what I'm saying? And
right.
And you've been a great friend to me, man. And you know what? It's all kind of hilarious because it's kind of like,
yeah,
I don't have enough time in my life to care what another grown man thinks about me. Unless it's my dad or something. I don't care. I have no cares. There's, what does Holler Boys say? The only poison I've had is ivy. The only man I fear is God.
God. Right.
If God brings something to the table, I'll probably cut my hair and shave my beard.
There ain't no snakes can bite me because I've been bit by them all. You know.
Yeah, I
snakes being people.
Care less what another grown man gets on the internet and says about me.
Yeah, you know what though, man? When I don't get it much, but every once in a while, and I just you just love them anyway, And
yeah, oh yeah.
I've had one guy, man. He started out friggin' just leaving hateful stuff. Then he stuck around. You changed his opinion about you. But it's all.
Oh
good,
yeah, man. You just.
I mean, you're gonna get stuff like that. Don't focus on it. I heard
for something for me to care. It would have to be something pretty bad for me to care.
Yeah.
When you show people that you're unmoved by whatever they're trying to shake you up about, what are they going to do?
I heard
it was such a great. Solitaire said it was such a great concert. Ryan's connection with the audience / Creekers is nothing like I've ever seen at other concerts from other artists. It's don't kid yourself. Do not kid yourself. There's a lot of artists out there. There is a lot of fans out there. But I'm going to tell you right now, I've been to more shows than I can count. I've been doing it since I was a teenager. I've been playing shows since I was a teenager. I'm going to tell you, there is something special about Creeksquad, Upchurch, and its people. There's just whenever you can feel something and you can tell, guys, the amount of camaraderie in the room could have been cut with a knife. It was just incredible. It's when you know.
Yeah, there was I mean, I had people looking out for me even. I mean, there was a point where I was like, man, it didn't start off that way, but man, the more energy that was in there, it got hot. And that for some reason they were totally, you couldn't pay with cash, it was card only. And I don't count, J Hop buying me a bottle of water, Troy Hill's wife looking after me, bringing me water or Gatorade, you know, looking out
She was really
for
nice.
this
I
old
liked her.
creature. Oh man, just wonderful people. She's a Buckeye too. Um,
Yeah, she's a Buckeye fan.
it was just,
we all are Buckeye fans.
yeah, I hope so, you know, because there's a lot of nuts that live in this state, you know, but not all of us are
Mama
usually
Payday.
nuts.
Yeah, Mama Payday said so. If you guys don't know, she posted it on Instagram and stuff, and then I posted it on community page. Um, Me and Little Payday, man. The picture's been going around, and I've gotten a tons of comments on it. So apparently, I guess I have to turn my head around. Apparently, I look like Silent Bob of Jay and Silent Bob,
Yeah, I
and
saw that.
Little
I saw
Payday.
that.
Yeah, it's so funny. Little Payday is taller than me, and I'm an old man, and he's a young kid, and he has long blonde hair like Jay, and he actually has the personality of Jay a lot. It's really funny.
Yeah,
It was really cool to meet him. He was really cool. We took a picture together, and it's circulating, and it looks like Jay and Silent Bob. So hey, that might be something
yeah.
to think about.
If
She
your
told
hat
me it
was
might be
turned
something to
around
think
backwards, it would have been
about.
better.
We may put some Jay and Silent Bob content on Silent Southwind and Payday Bob or no, that's not right. Payday Jay and Silent Southwind Bob.
Yeah,
Something it might be
it was funny.
pretty good
As
stuff.
soon as I met Payday, he asked me if I had any shredded beef jerky. That was
He's a
I
good kid,
reacted.
man.
That was the first song I reacted to by him. He just put it out that morning. I just saw it that morning, and
Oh, dude,
dude, I got
in a
such a
short
kick
amount
out
of
of it.
time,
Right?
he'll be a force to be reckoned with for sure.
Yeah, and
Doing his music and stuff.
dude, he just acts like he knew you forever. Just all smiles and you know, him moving around like he does, like he's permanently hyped up on some Red Bull. It was so cool to see the energy and them just at times, dude. I just my uh, my jaws were hurting from smiling and crying. You know, just
Yeah,
watching them
it was
all,
good,
just
man.
watching standing behind father and sons, watching them. You know, because I didn't realize how much taller I am than everybody. At times, man, I just felt like a giant. You know, but man, I just
You
have
are tall, man.
so much love for y'all, man. I mean, like I said, it was like some big,
If we ever take a legit thumbnail picture, I'm gonna have to get a stepping stone so we can be
yeah.
in the same height. You know,
You know what was funny?
I'll just joke today.
The very next morning that I got up, I was there at the Airbnb with Alan Carter and his wife. Me and my son stayed there, and it was right there at the Cumberland. You know, it was so private and peaceful back there. But I got up and I was talking to Alan. I was like, and his wife, and I said, "Man, I had this dream last night." I was like, I had this crazy dream that that me and Alan and my son, you know, was driving up to Ghost Ranch, and we was going around these potholes that was full of THC. And when we get up there, man, there's Ryan. He's smoking a blunt. There's a UFO right over top of his head.
Gosh,
And he just looked at me and started laughing because he knew I was joking. But dude, what that was, all of it was it just seemed like a dream. Even there at the show, you know, someone running. You know, I was up on the second level, and a guy came up and he's like, it was dark and it was loud and stuff. And he was like, "You know who I am?" And I was like, I couldn't I couldn't place him. The guy had his hat turned around backwards. He kind of looked like Deerdorf a little bit. But you know, I realized he's like, we shared the same birthdays, and I was like, oh, Rex, you know. Then I ran into Clint Smith and Mike Sons, and got to share a moment with them. Them guys brought me to tears, you know. Just the stuff that people said to you. Thank you for being inspiring. Thank you for being who you are, you know, and for being
yeah,
real, and people accept you for who you are. You know, that's what's amazing to me when you've went to church and you've been judged and you've been put down by people that claim to be Christians. Then when you find out who the real ones are, that just accept you just like the Lord does, and know that the Lord still loves rednecks, that still loves you in camo. He'll kick it with you. You know, it's amazing, brother. It really is. You know, you just wish you had more time that you could have shared with people. And you know, after the show, I mean,
Yeah.
we were asked, "Are you coming back to Ghost Ranch?" And I was like, "Man, he just did a show tonight. You know, he's gonna be tired." This is what I'm thinking, you know. And so we go back, and everybody was tired, and we all crash out and stuff. And I get up the next morning, and I'm sitting on that back deck watching the sun just crack and start to rise. Everybody else is still asleep. I was meditating on the Lord, and you know, wishing you would have went, you know, but we were there Friday, and
Y'all made it. Yeah. At least you got to
man,
meet him. Well,
yeah,
man, you know,
I got up and I checked my Instagram, and the first thing I see, Ryan Upchurch put a post of him and Ripta. He said, "Man, I'm not going to bed until me and Ripta to get a pic. What'd we do last night after the show?" He's like, "Man, we kicked it like we never kicked it before." You know, and I was like, they are a machine, dude, because I was wore out. I was tired. My feet hurt. My
well,
son's
I'm going to
feet were
tell you,
red. You know,
I've played
just
a lot of shows.
amazing.
And after the show, a lot of times as an artist, and see, especially this was his first one back in his hometown. A lot of times after you play a show as an artist, you get this amazing adrenaline rush.
Right.
You know, it's hard to
Yeah.
explain. I mean, I know he was tired. I know he was tired, but I guarantee you he had an adrenaline rush, dude. Because we
Oh
went over
yeah.
to the ranch and we was all just talking and
Yeah.
hanging out, and he was good. You
Then
know,
his next post talking about everybody coming over, how much we all meant to him, how much he means to us. You know, and we're not
right?
fanboying out. We're just like just like meeting you guys was just like meeting him. You know, and the next day I was sitting there, and I was like, man, what a difference, day and night difference Saturday's weather was to Sunday. I mean, day and night. There wasn't a cloud in the sky when I got up. And I thought, man, here's my chance to fish. I've had my fishing poles in the back of my truck the whole entire time. And I go out there and I cast out, and I'm sitting there, and then Alan comes out. And he was like, man, we could have went. We this, that, and the other. And he was sitting there, and we had the most, dude, it was, the Lord was there, you know, because I was sitting down there meditating on him, thinking about mom, taking in all this stuff, all the running around and stuff we did. But I'm sitting there fishing, and it's peaceful, and just had the
Right.
most. And I told Alan, I was like, this whole entire thing has all been in moments, every
Oh
bit
man.
of it, you know. And I was like, sitting here talking to you, and you know, if I can have church or any of you sitting on the other side of me having that conversation, dude, it was this. And I said, it's all been in moments. And at that time, as soon as I said moments, my fishing line took off, and I caught a catfish. And
Nice.
Alan was like, I still had my wristband on from the show, and just doing what a creeker does, you know. But Alan was like, man, I can sit here literally for hours. And I was like, we do, you know. We're outside. We love being outside, you know, and fishing and spending time with our buddies. Having those, it's not all about fishing, you know. Sometimes I'll come here and sit here and read a book, or just meditate on the Lord,
Right.
you know.
Well,
But,
I have a special place. There's a little creek by my house, and it's the one where if you look down far enough on my YouTube, me and my wife have a song called "Good Lord Willin',"
yeah,
and it's the one. It's the creek that we filmed at. Recently, they put a gate up. The county has put a gate up because they didn't have time to maintain it anymore, and I can't
right,
get in it now. But man, I miss going there. I used to go there, just fish by myself, or
yeah,
put my just put my feet in the water and just chill. That was such a cool little place, man. And I might have to find me another place now. But yeah, man, if you do that, you go places like that, and you just get out in nature. You know, you just get out in God's
yeah.
creation. It's always
And
awesome.
there's a lot of places I go fish, you know, and you know, take the boat, or you know, fish some rivers. But coming over here at this place is peaceful. It's private, you know. Um, there's people here that love you, appreciate you, that are good people. There's some that don't like each other. I don't understand that. No matter where you go, you're going to get that. But man,
Yeah.
it's just amazing sitting here doing this live, where I first heard the music and thinking about the greater picture of it all.
Jesse
It's
Reed said it's easy to dress up and show leaves of beauty, but people don't always bear the fruit of the Spirit.
right,
Look for the
exactly.
fruit, and you will find a true believer that will
That,
encourage and love you. Yeah, you're right.
that's right,
You're absolutely right. There's a lot of people that put the name of God on themselves, and then they'll hate on one another and curse one another, and they'll beat their wife and the dog.
right,
And usually, whenever and they may have problems just like anybody, but you know, a lot of times when you see people and people flock to them and they love being around them and they're just kind-hearted and they have a great spirit. A lot of times that's because Christ is inside of them. A lot of times,
right, right.
I agree with that.
You know, it's like I heard someone say, you know, you try you try to do everything just to be liked. And I said, well, why do you try to do everything you can to be disliked? You know, um, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with it's not wanting to be liked, it's just being real, Like my mother's always told me, she said, not everybody's going to like you, but if you be yourself,
Yeah,
people will love you. And that has stuck with me all of my life, you know. And
that's so true. I've done
right,
things just to try to, which I mean, I've never really done things. Maybe when I was younger, like you know, maybe when I was younger, I've done things or like I've tried to fit in with a certain crowd. And then I realized, like, no, I mean, that's not just me. That's not me. And I know exactly what you're talking about. If you don't
right,
respect yourself and you try to be somebody different, you ain't gonna even love yourself.
right.
Um, but man, it's just I got about 7% here, man, on my
I'm
phone.
I'm
So I'm gonna get
I'm doing the
when it
same
gets
thing.
down to 6, then I'll get off of here because usually it'll die quick. Guys, or not 6, 5 or 4. Usually when it gets down to 5 or 4, it tries to die quick. Guys, I love every one of you, and I'm so sorry it's been 2 weeks now. But Buckeye, man, I met Buckeye there, and it was just a pleasure just to be around these people, man. The Upchurch invited us over through Captain Kurt after the show, and Buckeye was like, "Man, I wish we could get this to church." And then all of a sudden, boom! They walk in and they get that Jaybirds signed
Yeah.
autograph thing to church. I
And
mean, it was just a weekend. It
that
was
General Lee
oh
model that you saw behind me in all
yeah.
of my videos, I put that together for him last year. My son was sitting there. What a pain in the butt those things are. I built hundreds of them, but that was the last one that I had that hadn't never been built. I built that listening to a whole lot of Waylon Jennings, a whole lot of Johnny Cash,
Nice.
and a whole lot of Upchurch. But I never thought that while I was building, I was like, that'd be cool to get this to him somehow. After everything he's been through, he's an artist. That was part of my art as a kid, building them kits like that. So
Oh,
many,
oh,
so many of the General Lees, but I never thought that I would ever, you know, my son handing him that, and me giving him that Jaybirds. You know, um,
yeah.
my
How
son
how
told me then.
crazy
He
how
said,
crazy a weekend was it?
yeah. And then then my son brought to my attention again. He's like, remember that time we were sitting there, and he said, someday you'll give that to him yourself. He was the one that handed it to him.
Little
That's
did you
crazy.
know, man.
That's crazy to think about. You know,
Yeah.
all of it even into the moment that we left. We was there at Allen's. Me and Allen was having that conversation, and then I hit up Nate because when we was at O'Brien's, that he was Dale was driving Black Sheep and there wasn't a whole lot of room in it, and he had a bag and even had a laundry basket. We shoved it in my truck just so they'd have room to ride together. And I was
Right.
like, man, I'm leaving. I need to get this back to him. And here Dale shows up there, at where Alan was living. at, and man, his face was red. And I said, "You all right, brother?" And he's like, "Man, Nate leaving again." And I was like, "Man, sit right down here, And, dude, it was beautiful. You know, me and my
They're
son
not
and Alan sitting there fishing with him,
they're not
He,
used to being without each other, man.
right. Yeah, and Creeker Cat
And
showed
they're
up. She got to fish with us. You know what's funny? She was on her way there. This is the truth, brother. She was on her way there and she asked if anybody needed anything. So she stopped and got some Mountain Dew and was passing things out. Well, I said I didn't want anything. I didn't really need anything. I had a coffee sitting there. And she shows up. This is the truth. She's like, here's this, here's that, and she's like, and for some reason, she's like, I grabbed one of these. Something in my head said to grab one of these um, beef jerkies, a Slim Jim, and
yeah.
that was the same exact one I bought the day before, and I've
Huh,
got one today, the same exact one. But I was like, I'm glad the good Lord speaks to you, sister, because I could really use that. And
that's
it's
funny.
just my son give her, we was taking our poles, and my son give Creeker Cat one of his fishing poles, and she even had him sign it, and that's what it's all been about. It was us guys sitting up there watching Alan and Creeker Cat sit on that deck and fish, and it was us holler boys and holler girls finding new friends, making
Yep.
new friends. It was all in Upchurch's song, especially when we were sitting out there in that parking lot. After we met up at
What's so cool about Upchurch
yeah, man,
is
just hanging out in that
um
parking lot, tailgating. I
what's so
mean,
cool about Upchurch is what's so cool about Upchurch is whenever well, you can tell when somebody just does music to try to get famous and to make money, and then you can tell when somebody does music and they want to touch people. And
yeah,
that dude right
right,
there, you don't have any other rock stars inviting
no,
30 people that he doesn't even really know very well over to his
right,
house
right,
after the show. It just doesn't happen. You know what I mean? But
right.
really quick, Misty James said something about my uncle. Let me give an update on my uncle real quick, guys. A lot of you have been asking me. So, first of all, thank you so much for praying for him. Um,
Right. We've all been
his
praying for.
situation is very complicated, and it has been the source of a lot of my anxiety over the past month or so. Because I love him like a father. It's like it would be like losing my father, pretty much. He doesn't have kids, and me and him, we just love music, and we've always played and hooked guitars up and sang and just all kinds of stuff over the years. And he told my aunt, apparently, he told my aunt the other day, I didn't know this. My mom said she thought she heard him say this because he's very sick right now. He told my aunt the other day that I was a son he never had. And that's how close we are. I love him so much. It's been tearing me up when I go see him and he can't even hardly talk, can't even hardly move. So this is what's
Right.
happened, guys. And I thank you so much for taking time to pray for him. There's been a ton of people message me, hey, your uncle's been on my mind. So this is where he's at right now, and I'll fill you guys in on the nitty gritty of everything. I've been trying to keep it kind of personal and family. I haven't really wanted to talk about it too much. Um, he had a surgery. The first surgery he had was through his neck. He got really he was in a lot of pain with his back and the spinal cord. His his actual vertebrae were like breaking, like cracking and breaking and stuff, and they couldn't figure it out. They think he might have some like brittle, like osteoporosis thing going on with his bones.
Right.
So they took him and they told him he didn't want to have surgery. He wanted to try to heal organically. He had fractures in his lower back, mid back, and his close to his neck. And they told him, they said, if you don't have surgery, there's a 90% chance, 99% chance that you will be paralyzed from the neck down. And he said, okay. And so they said, even with surgery, there's a 50-50 chance. This is how risky it was. There's a 50-50 chance that you will be paralyzed from the surgery. That's how risky it was. So you can imagine. I can't imagine my uncle waking up and he's paralyzed, and I'm sitting there right beside. It is just a nightmare, man. So, and this guy's a man of God. This man is a man of God. He is very, very fatherly and loving, and dude, he is one of the best people. You remind me of him, Buckeye. He's just tender heart. He'll do anything for anybody. Like I've said before, guys, this is not somebody who's just they've done drugs for years and they've just ruined their body. This is a great man. He's just worked hard. He's given everything he's got for his family. He gave a woman $4,000 one time just to let her save her house. That's the type of person he is. So, and it hurt. That's why it hurts me so bad that he's doing so rough, But anyway, so everything is looking up, though. Let me get to it. And I'm sorry, I'm long-winded. I know. So he went to the first. He went to the first surgery.
Change your name from Southwind to Longwind.
Long wind. Yeah.
I'm just messing with you, brother.
I'm like an old Baptist preacher from one of them, back far from one of them old country churches. I'm long-winded.
Man,
but anyway,
can I say this, man?
Yeah.
I shared this story about a month or so ago. Here on, I had the doctor say that same thing to me one time. It's going to be a 50% chance, if we do surgery, you'll be paralyzed from the waist down. And look what the Lord did. Look what the Lord does. Us praying for each other.
There's a 50% chance that you'll be paralyzed.
But there's a
50% chance that you'll be paralyzed.
Right.
But there's a 100% chance that the Lord has your back.
Exactly. Right. That is so true, man. And it's just like, it like me and
literally has your back.
We started doing this, the devil wants to come attacking you. He wants you to give it up, wants you to quit, wants you to stop. My father-in-law was in the hospital, dude.
It's been nothing but ever since we've started this. I've enjoyed every minute of it, and I love you like a brother, man. But I'll tell you what, it's been fiery darts into my life. I've had so much anxiety. I've had panic. I've had panic attacks, man. I never thought I'd have a panic attack ever again in my life. It's been 15 years, and lately it's just been so crazy, man. With everything, I tell you guys all of it. It's just so. It's been turmoil, and you know what though? If I have to go through it again, I will. I go through all of it again just because I love the Lord.
Blessed. How you doing?
I love the Lord.
I'm sitting there on a live with a buddy of mine, and a buddy of mine shows up.
Oh, well, I actually was just coming out to ask you about maybe doing a fishing derby the next month, or
sounds great.
Like doing one maybe. What do you think? A Saturday night or a Friday night?
See, everybody loves Buckeye.
Saturday would be better.
Saturday afternoon.
Everybody loves Buckeye.
Yeah, just let me know. And what you want to do, like the fishing derby?
I have no idea. I'm just thinking of coming up with something. Another thing we're thinking about doing is having a Nerf war.
A Nerf war,
on a Saturday afternoon. So that's two things that I was thinking about doing next month.
Or get a dunking booth. I mean, I'm sure there'll be some people like to dunk me.
All right. Well, you take care.
Brother.
I thought I was figure that out. So.
All right.
Talk to you later.
I appreciate you. Sorry about that.
Nobody can resist Buckeye. Nobody can resist Buckeye, man.
Yeah, he's such a good dude. Yeah, we're gonna try to do a fishing tournament. This is a place where I've already got approval, and I'll let you know some more details. To have
that's pretty cool, man.
A creeker meetup here. We'll do some fishing.
Hey, I'm down.
Yeah,
I'm
camping,
down.
Just chilling with each other.
Hey, make a date. Make a date. I'm down.
I'm going to. Probably
so real quick,
the time of the Cincinnati show or something in July.
There you go. So real quick, Uncle Harold, he went through the first surgery. He came out of it. He was in a lot of pain, but he got better. So they had to actually go in the front right here and like move his esophagus over, and he's hard for him to talk. They had to go in the front through and get to his neck through the front. It's gruesome, but he's doing okay. He got through it. He's doing okay. Then like 3 days later, they did another one They had to go down to his back, his lower back, and they did another surgery down there. That one wasn't as risky. The first surgery was really risky. They did another one on his lower back, and he's out of that surgery now. He's been out of that surgery for a couple of days. And the first day out, man, he was just. He was in.
Right.
It was hard to see him.
Yeah, same here.
And he's been on so much pain meds.
We both have been going through the same thing, seeing someone that we love go through something like that.
Yeah.
My father.
Oh yeah, your father-in-law, right? Yeah.
He went in because he was bleeding eternally, and he had a bunch of blood clots on his stomach, and
yeah, that's terrible.
He was sedated and on a breathalyzer, and it was looking grim, and just about. I sat on my back porch telling my son, I was like, there's a chance that we might not get to go to the Nashville show,
right.
And your family is
family first, right.
But so many people, but the blessings, people reaching out, people sending me messages, people calling me, texting me, we're praying for you, praying for your father-in-law, for the doctors to tell us right before, this was Tuesday, right before we was going to leave on Thursday, and I was about to cancel it all, and they said, they literally said that, and it was on his birthday. We went visiting when he first opened his eyes. They said they could not find anything. They could not. They said that it
That's
healed
crazy.
itself. They said that
that's
it
amazing
healed itself. And I was like, I just had the big old Buckeye sideways grin. I was like,
it didn't heal itself.
It didn't heal itself. I mean, it was all y'all's prayers.
Diseases don't heal themselves. God heals. God works miracles, and your body works miracles.
Right. He gave me confirmation. Just be at peace. Go. I'm gonna let you experience something and show you for myself that what your mother said to you was true. That when I go, I will send so many people into your life.
Wow.
And, thank you.
That's incredible.
Thank you all for that.
We love you, man. It was a pleasure getting to meet you, man. Wish I could have spent all weekend with y'all.
I wish I could have too, but we're going to do it again.
Yeah.
I'm going to make it.
We got to, man.
Right, it's going to happen right here. When me and Troy was
so real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick. I got 4%.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Troy gave me this hat, and I told him, I said, this hat's going to do legendary things. And it's been on my head, sitting on my dash, been in some videos, and it strolled down Pond Creek. It went up Ghost Ranch. It's sitting here now. And how true it all is, when all of us think like that and think positive and love each other, look what comes out of it. Something beautiful, something greater than ourselves. And for this old guy to sit there and witness it with my son, y'all are amazing. Y'all are amazing. I
told church the other day, I said, when you build something with light, when you build a fan base with light and positivity and love, ain't no amount of darkness in God, ain't no amount of darkness can take it down.
All of this has been a kick in the teeth to the devil. It's all just been a big old kick in the teeth, bro.
So real quick, I got 4% left. So, okay. He went through the second surgery. He's recovering from that right now. Everything is going good. While he was in surgery and they've been doing MRIs and x-rays and stuff, they found spots on his spine. So Uncle Harold, they found spots on his spine. They have done a biopsy, and they have determined it to be melanoma cancer. So he's not only fighting a back surgery to where he's been crippled almost and almost paralyzed, he actually has cancer as well. So the prognosis is good. They said that it's not super advanced. So after he heals up from the surgeries, maybe a month or two, they're going to start radiation and chemotherapy. And then this is their prediction. with unless something happens, he should be able to beat it pretty easy. And then they said they're giving him another 15 to 20 years to live. If he beats, if he gets through all this, if he beats all this, it's going to be a true miracle.
Right.
Broken back and cancer, and we know who's doing it. We know it's God
Right.
working.
Right.
But if he beats all this, they're giving him another 15 years, 20 years to live, and he's already 76. So, hey, I prayed the other day. You know what I said when I prayed? I just said, Lord, I don't want to interfere with your will, but if you just give him another 10 good years, I'll cherish every day. If you give him another 10 good years, Lord, something like that. And then for some reason they prognosed him as 15 more years. I don't know. I don't know. You know, it's so crazy. But Buckeye, I love you, man. I got 4% and it's fading. I love you guys. You got anything to say?
Yeah, all of you in the comments. I haven't been able to see any of them. I will go back and I cherish every one of you. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you for being in my life. Thank you for just being so inspiring, meeting some of y'all. I hope to meet some of you in the future, and we're going to pray for your uncle. And what a testimony, man. I mean, what a thing to say to somebody when people has told you you're the son I never had. I've been told,
oh, dude,
you're the father I've
it
never
tore me
had.
up.
You're the brother I've never had.
I started crying, man.
You know?
Yeah. I started crying, man. I just couldn't hold it.
That's heart, you know? I mean, we'll be there for you no matter what happens.
Yeah.
You know, whatever God's will is, you know, to God be the glory. You know, you'll get a chance to see him in another life. We won't even worry about this one no more, you know?
That's
I
true.
believe that. I feel it. I know it's true. I know it's real. I can't wait for my father-in-law's testimony, dude. What he told me, I will share it. Yeah, stay tuned for that one.
Yeah. Hey, next week, I would love. Are you next week? You'll share it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of
That
the
would be
stuff
awesome.
my wife recorded a little bit of, you know, where he had the tube down. You know, it was so good to see him talking coherent.
That's amazing, man. That's a miracle of God.
And barely being able to talk where they've had, you know, feeding tubes, you know, I mean, just
that's a miracle of God right there. There's no way to explain. It healed itself. That terrible disease healed itself, Buckeye. Ain't that hilarious?
Yeah,
But anyway, go ahead.
I'll tell it next week. But there's something he shared with us that is nothing but the Lord, you know.
Oh wow. Well, next week I'm gonna make I'm gonna try to make it early this week so you guys can share. Next week we're gonna get a testimony from Buckeye's father-in-law. Okay, so I'm gonna close with this.
The banjo player. He's a banjo player.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's been on album cover. He's been in some bluegrass groups.
Oh, that's cool. That's
banjo
cool.
in church.
I love the banjo, man.
He had the banjo head signed by all the greats.
That's cool, man. The banjo is such a unique instrument, man. I'm going to close with this, guys. Adam just said something that's pretty incredible. So I love you guys. The Upchurch whole show weekend was just phenomenal. It was surreal. I've been over to Ghost Ranch at least 3 times already, and every time I go over there, it's surreal. Upchurch is just he's just
ripped.
He's a light. He's a light in a lot of people's life. Not to mention a rock star.
Yeah, what an amazing person Ripped is. And when you have people like
Ripped is great too. Yeah.
It brings out the best in you, man.
Right.
Surrounding yourself with good people brings out the best in you.
Every superhero, every good person, every great person has that sidekick, man, that's just a good buddy to him. But it was great, man. It was just surreal. It couldn't have been any better unless there was more time to spend with everybody. I love meeting all you guys. There were so many people that I've seen on here. Maybe I haven't even seen. They recognized me. Took pictures with them. They recognized Buckeye. It was just such a cool, great weekend. Everything is looking up. I'm feeling better physically and mentally. And my uncle has went through the surgeries that we thought might take his life. Everything is looking up, guys. And even if it ain't, guess what? God's got us. And I'm going to close with this. Look at Adam. Look at what Adam said.
Let's hear
He,
it.
Buckeye said this. Buckeye said earlier, yeah, I wish we all could meet. I wish everybody could meet, and we might meet up in Ohio. Adam said, guess what? We'll all meet one day
Yeah. Yeah, we
in the
will.
great by and by.
Yeah. Yeah.
Make sure you have a relationship with Christ.
Taking it with Cash, man. Like I said, I recommend this book. It talks about his faith. It talks about, so many wonderful things. I've just got to the chapter. I told my wife I got to where, it says married in a fever, him and June.
Oh, that's cool.
Chapter 4, but man, you just feel such a connection with it all, man. It's crazy,
Imagine being up in glory and having a Creeker reunion in glory.
Right. Yeah, we will.
Yeah, it's going to be so much better.
There's a river of life. I just want to chill by the creek.
Yeah.
What a blessing it was to meet you.
Love you too, bro.
Yeah, and all of you in the chat. Like I said, I couldn't see anything. We're not ignoring anybody. We love y'all.
Love you guys. If you have any prayer requests, leave a comment below. Leave a comment after the video. Yeah, and we'll check it out.
Yeah. Appreciate y'all for real.
Love you, buddy. I'll see y'all next week. We're gonna hear Buckeye's father-in-law's testimony next week. So y'all get ready for that. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Get out of the swamp and do some turkey shooting in the swamp and come to the creek. All right?
Well,
come on now.
Was that to top it all off, man? For them, me to show up over here and have a turkey shoot. Just
I did. I'm so sorry. I did meet. Yeah. I did meet Creeker Mariah. So sorry. I don't know if I mentioned her earlier. I got to meet Creeker Mariah. She was really sweet. Such a sweet person. Came out, gave me a hug. Been wanting to meet her for a long time. We've talked. She was the first moderator on this channel. I might make her a mod again. I don't know. But anyway, got to meet her. I got to meet so many people. It was wonderful. It was great. Great. So get out of swamp, do some turkey shooting, pow, come to the creek. Creek squad. All right. Love you guys.
Love y'all. Appreciate you.
Much love. Uncle Harold, we're going to make this, Uncle Harold.
We're going to do it.